All right, we live.
Peace and blessings, y'all. Welcome to the GOAT James Kingdom Show with B. Lee and A. Johnny. As y'all know, we go live every Sunday to talk basketball and the greatest players to ever play the game. In specific, GOAT James, the greatest basketball player to play the game. We are here every Sunday noon right off the GOAT James Kingdom platform, so please don't be afraid to hit that subscribe button. Go ahead and hit that like button, share the content, let everybody know that Brandon and I are always right here to talk basketball like none other. We got my boy Craig here today, and today we're going to have another great episode for you. As you guys know, we don't run from nobody, we don't hesitate from anything. We had someone accept our challenge for the greatest players of all time criteria and quote unquote formula. So we are going to bring up Michael Jordan's fan page. Michael Jordan's fans are the best page. Quote unquote, challenge accepted to us, their criteria, and we're going to show you how their criteria lays out during the whole show here. And we're going to have our panel here to hopefully defend Jordan fans. Because, you know, at the end of the day, I'm not going to lie, Brandon. I'm disappointed in Travis. I'm disappointed in Craig. I'm also disappointed in Ralph. As MJ delegates, you guys let Dart run and make a criteria for Michael Jordan, and we're going to show you guys how embarrassing it is to have Michael Jordan fans speak up because you guys didn't speak up for Michael Jordan fans. So we're going to have a great show. Shout out to everybody in the comments already, everybody watching us. Thank you so much. Make sure y'all hit the like button. So, okay, let's just start off with you, Brandon. You saw the whole debacle that this guy came up with. He was on my show Friday night. Did you see the nonsense he spewed on Friday Night Exposure?
You know, the thing was, I thought it was like a kind of tongue-in-cheek thing, even though we still made fun of him. I didn't really think he was serious, but this guy is dead serious on this criteria. He said we could not count anything that didn't exist from the beginning of the NBA history to current. So nothing before, no rebounds, no blocks, no steals, nothing counts. Literally, but titles, points, and assists. And of course, he had Michael Jordan as number one because I guess when you combine everything, he's number one. If you guys saw this take our, you probably guys have probably saw it already on
Yeah,
our YouTube
don't
page,
worry, don't worry.
Facebook.
Later on in this show, I'm gonna give you guys his top 10 list, and we're gonna break it down. We're gonna have
Yeah,
fun with this, guys. We're gonna enjoy today's
yeah,
show. I am sorry, Michael Jordan fans, y'all gonna have to take one for the team today.
yeah. No, you guys, this is the only Jordan formula we have, so this must be legit. This the Jordan formula. Do you guys want to see? Because I actually made the list. I actually made the list. So
Show it to us. Show it to us.
So
Woo.
he's his Jordan formula, which was titles, assists, and scoring titles. Like those are only thing that mattered. And when he was talking, he said the only thing that matters that you can add through time and space is assists, points, and titles. That's all.
He said
Assists,
ob-
points, and titles.
he said objectively because he said that
Objective.
because he said MVPs, all NBAs, all
Hmm.
stars are voted awards, and that's subjective. So we're not going to use nothing subjective. Mind you, the point of it was again, I stated and I stand by this. Listen to what I tell you guys. We have the most objective and the most comprehensive GOAT criteria to date. That's what we have. We don't have a perfect criteria. We just have the most objective one. And by being objective, first off, Brandon and I took away our biases. And secondly, what we did was we made sure whatever the criteria was, it didn't give an advantage to any particular player by play style, position, or era. So we made sure all players were judged fairly no matter their position, their play style, or their era. So that's why we said it's the most objective list of all time. So that was our thing. So he tried to say he wanted to use awards, but go ahead and this is what it came up with his criteria.
That's what he came up with. He came up with Michael Jordan is number one, Bob Cousy number two. You know, George Mikan was number seven. So, and then LeBron number 12. So this is the most objective Jordan formula they're out to date because you only can include certain amount of things. Travis, you don't have to shake your head because this is your guy. This is your Jordan guy. I don't want to hear anything about Kobe today. This is your Jordan guy.
Don't
Craig,
worry,
this
man.
is your formula.
This
Craig
is my
has
boy.
Jordan. I mean, Bob Cousy is the second greatest of all time too. I bet. But
I'm Kuzi at one.
but
but
You know,
No, no, and
this.
not only that, Brandon. Do you notice how he did the ranking? He did the competitive ranking system. So if you were tied, he skipped you. So it went from it went from 5 to 7, and from seven it
Yeah,
should have
because
from
they're
seven it
tied.
should have it should have went from 7 to 10 because that's what I think it was. I think it went from 7 to 10, and that's why LeBron and them were 12th. So, but
So
go ahead.
yeah, so basically, me and Johnny talked a little bit about it, and we're gonna accept this challenge. Like we're gonna accept that this is what we can only do with the GOAT debate. Like we have to only count what's existed from the beginning of time. So Dart, I really appreciate what you did because we didn't know that this was how you're supposed to grade players. Like this is something new to us. So we're just gonna take what he said. Like we're gonna take titles, assists, and points only, and that's gonna show you who's the greatest. So we're just gonna do like we did ours, very objective to see what percentage you have to the greatest of all time is points. Points per game, assists per games, and titles. Like let's just take the challenge. Like I don't mind taking the challenge. So when we take the challenge, this is what it is. So Michael Jordan scores 81.5% of total points. That's great. He's the greatest in points per game, regular season and postseason. Assists is, 35.6% of the greatest, and averages is 47.3% of the greatest. So we're just going to do it just like we did ours. So we're just going to be very objective, give them an easy point system, and this is what we're going to do. This is what Jordan comes out to is 58.34. Like this is his overall score because Michael Jordan, like we said, he was number one. So I just listed a few players. I didn't list everybody, but this is actually what I did. I did a little bit more than he did. I believe I did 21 players, other than the 14 that he listed. But I included all the 14 players he listed, so you can see how George Mikan he was dead last. So it's not even a conversation with George Mikan. I understand that he appreciates George Mikan a lot, but this is what we got. Bill Russell, Will Chambers, pretty low on the list. Bob Cousy is still pretty high because you have to take them to account of assists. Assists
Mm-hmm.
makes a big part of the game, and this is why Jordan ranked above these players. But just looking at what LeBron rank is, because we already know LeBron is the only player in the top five in the regular season and postseason in assists and points. So his number is going to be off the chart, according to Dart. According to Dart, he believes LeBron James is the greatest player of all time, which I understand what he means. I completely understand what Dart means when he is saying LeBron James is the greatest player of all time. So as we see, points, he's number one in there. Points per game, he's very high. Assists, he's very high. Assists per game, he's still high. And when we look at everything in the regular season and the postseason, LeBron scored the highest points of anybody on this list. Like there was no one, who scored in the 30s. Like LeBron James is that good. I think Magic Johnson scored in 30s and the regular season. I forget which one. The regular season, but LeBron James scored the highest in the regular season and the postseason. And when we look at the list, according to Dart, Michael Jordan's not even second. Magic Johnson is second. John Stockton is fourth.
you're forgetting about shoe deals and everything else, and you need to factor that in and influence offense.
Now mind you, y'all, he did it where everything was 1 point. So an assist title was 1 point, a scoring title was 1 point, and a championship was 1 point. He just added it all up. Whoever had the most of those, that made you the list. That made the list.
Yeah, but when you look at what he's saying, that only points, assists, and titles, this is
Mm-hmm.
what you get. This is what LeBron is by far greater than Michael Jordan, and he's double what George Mikan is. George Mikan is not even listed on here. I haven't given him a number because there's going to be probably 50 other players ahead of him. He scored under 30, the only player to score under 30. But according to Dart, LeBron James is the greatest player of all time, just according to him. I know he's a Jordan guy, but he gave us a formula. His formula states that LeBron James is the greatest player of all time. So, so as you Jordan fans, how ridiculous is this formula for Dart? You could go ahead first, Craig. How ridiculous is this formula for Dart? Being a Jordan fan.
I'm still trying to figure it out. If you want to go for me, the criteria, if you want to go by in the time, then you should have it where it's ranked based on when it was implemented. So the longer it's been implemented, the higher it's ranking because more players had opportunities to get it. So like the oldest award is what, the All Star. So
All
that should
star,
Mhm.
all star, and all NBA.
All Star, All NBA, and then
Mm-hmm.
in order the years that they've implemented, then you give them a point system. I don't know. I figured that out, but I just ain't got time to be sitting here and trying to do all the numbers. I mean, it's simple, but I
I
don't
mean,
understand this.
So Brandon, this includes titles, NBA championships, correct?
this includes titles. Yep,
Okay, I'm,
it
I'm just making
includes
sure.
titles.
Travis, you were too nice to them. You've been too nice to them. I know we've opened up the doors for you. Explain to us these guys. I know you're a Kobe guy, but today you're a Jordan fan. You're taking one for the team.
Oh, dude. So, dude, yesterday I actually because he did like a live stream where he was trying to justify it again because he went on your thing on Friday. Obviously, got exposed a little bit. So he did a live stream to try to say no, 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 it's red. So I went on there and I was like, dude, what are you doing? And I was even like, how are you including titles as like? So I was like, this is ridiculous. And he was like, well, I think this is the most objective thing ever. I'm like, well, look at your list, man. Like, you're counting titles as the same thing as being the best at scoring or assists or just being the best player. And I mean, it's just like the most ridiculous thing of all time. Like, there's no. Basically, what we're doing is we're knocking players now for having to live up to better expectations, like more advanced stats, more metrics, more accolades and achievements, to have a higher bar. And so that's the fundamental flaw with his rankings. There is that we're players now we use so many more factors to rank them as opposed to just like, oh, Bob Cousy led the league in assists while dropping 7.4. I even said, I was like, who would you take? Would you take a guy who's dropping 9 to 11 or 18 and 7? He's like, well, I'll take the guy who was more dominating his time and space. It's always the time and space. So
Which means nothing. Who knows
there's
what
really
time and
nothing.
space means? What does that
Yeah,
mean? And
it means
mind
the game
you,
has gotten
Bob,
better.
Bob Cousy ain't win no assist title because of averages.
Yeah, no, yeah. I was like, Cousy would like be a bench player today or in the 80s or the 70s. It's like, come on.
Bob Cousy would be a bench player in the NBA today.
Fairly certain.
Yeah, he probably wouldn't make the NBA dribbling the ball in one hand. But anyways, so I don't know if Dart watches basketball. I'm pretty sure he doesn't watch basketball that
He
much.
doesn't. They don't watch
He doesn't
basketball.
watch
They
basketball
don't watch it. They don't.
because if you're talking about only assists and points matter, I mean, you have to be brain dead to not know that LeBron James is going to come out ahead of everybody because that's just what he does on the offensive end. He's assisting and scoring. Like you're going to knock Jordan for scoring more points but less assists. I just don't make any. Doesn't make any sense.
Oh my God.
I'm just confused. Like
Oh,
well, on your stream on the Friday Night Explosion, I was listening to him. I literally thought he was joking around about this stuff.
We
I
all did
literally
that.
thought he was joking around. Literally for 2 months or whatever he said, he was trying to figure out this criteria that he didn't know. Uh, I guess it was 1 year rebounds didn't count, so that completely ignores everything. But still, he literally has no clue about basketball if he believes that what he is saying only points and assists and titles matter. That LeBron James would not come out number one. I know he's trying to say only titles, scoring titles matter, but he said only points and assists and titles matter. Like, what other combination are you going to get to come out number one other than LeBron James? Like, that was something that he should have kept to himself. And we made a few videos mocking him. We're still mocking him because it's ridiculous. Yeah, he really needs to. I don't know what he needs to go to Google or something, or go to YouTube and watch LeBron James play, or I don't know, come on here more so he could know what's going on because it's obviously he's talking to somebody like Nick who doesn't really know what's going on
no.
either. He just
He
makes up
is
lies.
he is well informed by Sports Fitness Rant, Nick, and Young Miami. You didn't notice Young Miami's on the show over there now. He goes over there now. He's a regular over there.
I mean, I guess that's where he needs to be at. That's where he needs to be at. Let's do this.
No, wait. So let me see this. Okay, so out of the guys you see listed here, something that I find odd, right? Obviously, the point guards are going to get a lot of praise. Stephen Curry ended up being top 10,
over Kobe Bryant.
and Wilt Chamberlain, even with the
I
points.
mean, you know, Steph Curry ranks high in points and high in assists still, so it's going to favor combo guards. I'm pretty sure Russell Westbrook and Dame Lillard are going to be high too. Like John Stockton's number 4. He has 0 titles.
Oh, but you didn't include the assist or the scoring titles, correct? Because that's what he was trying to say too.
I included what he said. Points and assists only matters. Points and assists only matters.
Yeah, not
in his mind.
I asked him that too, right? Because you remember he said that it had to be things that existed in the entire history of the NBA. When I asked him, well, why are you including points or scoring titles of players who hit 3-pointers, right? Because 3-pointers didn't exist the whole time in space in NBA history. So how are you doing that? And that what flustered him. That's why at first he came on for it to be playful and a joke. But when I started probing him with real questions, and I didn't fire back, I just asked him questions like I always do. Just let you fall on your own sword. He couldn't answer himself. That was one of the first questions I asked him, and then I asked him why didn't he include the points, the points scored and the assist made. Like why did you just leave it to just scoring titles and assist titles? Why didn't you go to the actual points a player scored and the actual assists they made for their careers as well? And he didn't want to go there. He didn't want to. That's when he was saying I was mocking him and slandering him. You remember that?
Yeah, that's when he got defensive.
Oh yeah, personal attack.
Yeah.
As I told you, I can't. It's not my fault. You guys do it to yourself. You Jordan fans do it to yourself. I didn't create the logic you guys believe in. I just expose it. That's just the facts.
But he believes it. My logic, no one can disprove my logic. So,
well, you should come up with a list and help your peoples. Because they are dying and drowning in GOAT James Kingdom, thunder and rain.
My logic can't be disproven. It's simple math.
Well, you know, like, I'm going to accept his formula. So points and assists and titles only matter. So those are things that only matter. Those are things that only matter to him, man. In his mind, LeBron James is the greatest. So I appreciate him.
Go back to the top 20 again. Go back to the top 20 again. Let's break it down for a little bit. You got more because I want to break this down. This is great.
This all I got is right here. I didn't spend too much time.
All right, so let's do this. Let's do this. How my boy Scottie Pippen looking? Y'all see Scottie Pippen in the top 20? Y'all see Scottie Pippen in the top 20?
Oh, there we go.
Huh?
I see a lot of 90 plumbers on this list. I see a lot of 90 plumbers on this list. That was a weak era. That's like that list.
I mean, this is a Jordan formula. Like what you're talking about. This is Jordan formula. This is not our formula. This is Jordan formula.
Shout out Timmy.
This is Jordan formula.
So I guess being that this is a Jordan formula, Wilt Chamberlain being out the top 10 fits with their logic because most Jordan fans don't have Wilt in the top 10. But this has Bill Russell. How did Bill Russell? How he? Because again,
his points and assists are low. Just his titles are high.
Oh, you know what's another thing I want to poke fun at? All right, so you know how he said everything had to be in the history of the league of NBA, right? So why does he count the 2 championships Mike and won outside of the NBA, right? Because he says Mike.
Because he said it's at least 7.
He said
7. Technically,
right?
he has 7, something like that, but he don't. He got
4.
And
he has 4 NBA titles, but I guess they include the league prior as NBA title.
I think it's 5 because what it was the BBA and the NBL from 47 to 49.
One of them merged.
They merged together and became the NBA in 49, but they still add the 48 and the 47 season. Exactly, but before 47, Mike and I think won 2 championships. If I'm correct.
Yeah, because the NBA started in 1949, so it had to be the 48 season.
Yeah, but mind you, this is.
You only had 8 teams still after the merge. Who was playing each other?
No. That's the funny thing. No, it wasn't. And no, it went from like 6 teams, like because they remember the leagues merged. So it went from like 8 teams and like 49, and in 1950 they had 15 teams, and then in 51 it went down to like 12 or 10. So it again, it was a growing league. It was a growing sport. And the thing I was going to bring up also was he wanted to add those Mike and championships, but he doesn't want to include rebounds because rebounds didn't exist only for one season in 1947.
So
As of
Murray went from
48
8 to 15
Yeah,
teams.
1948
That's
was
a
enough
lot of
rebounds.
expansion between that time. 8 to 15. That's a lot of expansion. That sounds like an
and D franchise too, because they went from 15 to like 10 the next year or something like that. They lost like 4 teams the next year, some crazy stuff like that.
a lot of expansion going on in them eras, yo.
Yeah, I
But all I
even
hear
asked him.
about is the 90s with 2 teams.
But he didn't want to count rebounds, right? Because it didn't exist only for one NBA season, just for one. He didn't want to count it. So how can he be objective when the point of being objective is to remove your biases, which obviously Jordan fans could never remove their biases, right? And the whole point of him doing this was to say that GOAT James Kingdom can't have an objective and a comprehensive criteria because, look, we created one and y'all are poking at it and saying it's not good. But you didn't do a good job. You didn't do nothing well. You didn't do what we did. You can't do what we do because we are GOAT James Kingdom. You are just a Michael Jordan fan with other Michael Jordan fans. No logic at all. Just a bunch of lies being spewed, and whoever tells the best lie gets the most applause.
So, he was trying to be objective. He just used the wrong phrasing as as scoring titles instead of, the accumulation and the averages of points and assists. Like, he just had that part wrong. But he was completely objective, to be honest with you. And that's why he is saying LeBron James is the greatest player of all time, because he only appreciates points generated. That's all he appreciates, is points generated. That's the only thing he appreciates. And we all know LeBron generates the most points in NBA history. So, I appreciate Dart. But what he did, he opened my eyes up. So now I could actually say every statistical category that existed between the beginning of time, LeBron James is number one because of Dart. I would never have said that before. I would just say he has the best stats of all time. But since the 2 statistical categories of all time, if you look at both of them, LeBron James would be number one because he generates the most points on the court. So, Dart helped us in that way. I don't know if he knew that. He probably didn't, because I don't think he watches basketball. He definitely doesn't know basketball. So that's why he thought Jordan was number one. This criteria.
I even asked him.
His
I was like,
criteria puts Jordan third.
I asked him. I was like, "Hey, man," because he has Bill above Wilt in this case, and I was like, the only thing that Bill fits your criteria in is titles, but Wilt is that high because of these again his accolades or whatever his scoring and assist out. And so
11-9. It's 11-9.
Yeah,
That's the score.
so it's like you.
No,
so
11-10. 11-10. Yeah, go ahead. I'm sorry.
And I was like, so where's your justification for that? He's like, oh, well, this isn't my personal list. I'm like, okay. So team success is like can outweigh someone who was just the best player. So ridiculous list.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, I know he was trying to argue that when he came on, his Mount Rushmore didn't include LeBron James, and we asked him, like, why are you putting Mike over LeBron? He didn't really want to answer the question because he didn't really know. Then he made that ridiculous list.
Remember, it was it's a form of greatness. He says that it's about greatness. He says being great in your time and space. Remember
He didn't know how to answer. He just gave us like a generic answer.
Him and Young Miami together, throwing out words that they don't know what it means, is the best thing, going to be the best entertainment ever for me. I'm going to have so much material because of those two combining. He came on the show saying there's a difference between qualitative and quantitative. I know something.
And did he explain it, what that meant?
No, of course not. He tried to lie and say what objective was, and I had to read the definition through the Oxford Dictionary for him. And then I read comprehensive, the dictionary for, the definition for comprehensive for him. They're liars. That's what they are. They're very good at lying. Let me show you how good they are at lying, Brandon. We're gonna put up the chat. We're gonna put the link up in the chat for you guys shortly here, so you guys can join the group so we can talk about this, and you guys can come ask us questions. Brandon, put up this clip right quick. So when he came on Friday night show, Lamont loves to do this thing where he takes people's criteria and he types it into Chat GTP, and he lets Chat GTP kick out a top 10 list of your criteria. So Dart couldn't handle the top 10 list, which I'm going to give you guys the list. We're going to compare it all here shortly. But this is what Chat GTP had to say about Dart's criteria. So y'all, we're gonna listen to this right now. Pay attention to what the Chat GTP said about his criteria.
Can I tell you what ChatGPT said after doing this list? It did a summary. It concluded by saying this list is quite restrictive and doesn't fully reflect the greatness of these players, as it excludes other critical factors like MVP awards, defensive accomplishments, and overall impact on the game. Players like Tim Duncan, Shaquille O'Neal, and others might feature more prominently in broader GOAT discussions that consider a wider range of achievements and contributions to the game. So even ChatGPT understands
that because it goes against the narrative. So we
it does.
No, do this for me, Lamont.
Yeah.
Add points scored and assist me. All right, so did y'all heard what he said? Chat GTP said, right? He basically said that the criteria was restricted, that it didn't really represent a player's greatness and how great these even the players within his list was. So it was just a horrible job by him in general, and for him to think that he was just making up a list and was able to just dismiss it is hilarious. Like I couldn't believe that he did it. So let's go back to what his list was, right? And then what our list was. Because remember, he did this because he was mocking us. I'm going to bring it up right now, Brandon. And you can bring it up.
Oh, you're going to bring it up. Okay.
Yeah, I'm going to bring it up. I got it. You can put it up when you're ready. And the link, you can put the link up for anybody who wants to join the show so we can have a conversation. So on the left is Dart's objective criteria that was supposed to match our challenge of telling Michael Jordan fans to create a criteria and a point system that would show Michael Jordan's the greatest player of all time. So his list went Jordan, Cousy, Russell, Wilt, Magic, Stockton, Hundo, Mikan, Kareem, and Kobe, right? Brandon showed you that list. Now, our objective list, which from the top 50 greatest players, if you want to watch that show, it was done last year in July, so it was a few months ago, about a half a year ago, and Brandon and I created a top 50 list, and our top 10 list was LeBron James, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Wilt Chamberlain, Michael Jordan, Bill Russell, Tim Duncan, Akeem Olajuwon, Magic Johnson, Shaquille O'Neal, and Dr. J. Now, I'm going to start with you, Craig. Out of these two lists, which one of these lists is more acceptable as a basketball fan of understanding the greatest players to ever play?
Well, I don't know the criteria of
No, just looking at the list. Just looking at the list. If somebody told you these are the lists, which list tells you the greatest players of all time? Which list would you accept? Between just the first two.
Oh, the
ones that the ones that I just listed. Between our list, our top 10, the one that Brandon and I did, or Dart's top 10 from his list, which one you would accept more as a basketball fan? Because you don't want to take one as a Jordan fan. You've already been hit with a couple of blows today. I'm trying to save you a couple.
You gonna let me answer?
I'm just saying.
I would say the one that the second one. What I would accept that someone with logical sense would give their opinion on it.
Understood. It's all right. Travis, which list to you feels right about a top 10 list?
Oh, the second one, no doubt. I mean, I love all the players there, and at least it has some semblance of the general accepted top 10. I mean, Dr. J is questionable, but on the other one, you have Hondo and Stockton, top 10, and Cousy. It's just like, aside from nostalgia, what are we doing?
Okay. All right, we're going to get the Twin Man and Boycott shortly. Just let me finish this up. So that is our two lists. So obviously you can see we did the best that we can do with our list. This is the GOAT James Kingdom top 10 list from our most objective and most comprehensive criteria to date. As of to date, Dart failed. No one could do what we done. Now, what Lamont did was he took Dart's list and said if we took the players who have the most championships, scoring titles, and the most assist titles, what would be the top 10 list of greatest players of all time? Well, guess what Chat GTP spit out? They spit out the list right here that you see next to GOAT James Kingdom. They put Wilt Chamberlain number 1, Bill Russell number 2, LeBron James was number 3, Jordan was number 4, Kareem was number 5, Bird was 6, Cousy was 7th, Kobe was 8th, 9th was Isaiah Thomas. He didn't give us the 10th guy because Dart couldn't handle the list. Dart was already upset when he heard Wilt and Russell was 1 and 2. And then when he heard LeBron was number 3 and he didn't hear Jordan's name, he couldn't take it no more. He said, that's not my list. That's not my criteria. He wouldn't even let Lamont finish. Right? Mm-hmm. So at the end, you guys heard what happened. He gave us the summary. I asked Lamont to add the points scored and the assists made for their careers to Dart's criteria and see what the top 10 list would be then. When we did that, it became LeBron James, Karl Malone, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Kobe Bryant, Wilt Chamberlain, Dirk Nowitzki, then Michael Jordan, Shaquille O'Neal, Moses Malone, and Elvin Hayes. So when they put the criteria of Dart's criteria of what was the most objective things that are available since the history, and we let ChatGTP tell us what it was, Jordan was the 7th greatest player of all time. And Michael was nowhere to be found.
Terrible list. Yeah, Dart made a horrible analysis. I don't even know what this dude was doing when he thought that this was something to actually present.
All right, so we got a full panel here, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you again, guys. Make sure y'all hit the like button. Make sure you hit the subscribe button. The link is in the chat if you want to join us. We have to be quick here, Twin Man and Boycott. So we're gonna start with you, Twin Man. You was on Friday night's show. You saw what happened there. What do you think of these guys and these Jordan fans, man? Why can't they ever be objective? Why can't they ever just do a good job of representing Jordan?
I just have to sit here and say the level of delusion in first his criteria and his formula, because I don't even understand how he made the mistake when he said points. If it's points, how is Jordan the GOAT when Jordan don't have the most points in NBA history? If it's assist, how is Jordan the GOAT when where's Jordan ranked on assists? But then I noticed he had scoring titles on there. I guess the scoring titles was gonna make up for it, and the championships was gonna make up for it, even though again he doesn't have the most championships. I need, you've heard me say this before, bro. Every player had their time. Jordan had his time. Someone came along who is now definitively better than him, and people can't take it. Because that was just embarrassing. That's all I got to say. It was embarrassing, bro.
Listen,
Jordan
remember,
is 51st in assists in the regular season.
Listen, you guys got to remember this. When he said scoring titles, assist titles, and titles, he gave it all 1 point. So Jordan scored 16 points. There's nobody else we can go to, no matter if we go to championship, scoring titles, or assist titles, that will match Jordan's 16 points. He understood that. He didn't care where everybody else fell at the end of the list. He was going to give Mike his 7 titles and his 2 or 3 scoring titles, so he would be up there, and he that was good enough for him. That's why I said they're subjective. They can never be objective. So he didn't care. He knew no one was going to have more than 16. So Boycott, what's good, brother? Are you there?
Hey, could you let me go last?
Okay, that's fine. Appreciate you. Thank you for that. Thanks for muting your mic, guys. Chad, what up, Chad? Thanks for joining the panel. You got a chance to watch Friday's show. You see what we're doing. Do you believe these Jordan fans? What do you think of this guy's list? Top 10 greatest players ever. I know you like Cousy, but not this much, right?
Well, he said his list was for stuff that has been around since the beginning, but left out All-Stars and left out All-NBA, which would drastically change his list. And he didn't want to count rebounds because there was one season in the NBA history that they didn't do rebounds. That one season is not going to change. It's not like it's 5 or 10 years in the league that they didn't count it. It was one season. He wasn't being subjective, because if he knew he had rebounds in there, Bill Russell would have 16 just like Jordan. Wilt Chamberlain would have 21.
Mm-hmm. Killer. Let me ask you this. Am I right about Mikan's championships? He has 5 in the NBA, but 2 others outside of the NBA.
That's true.
Okay, all right. So that's what I wanted to make sure that.
Yeah.
Appreciate that. Who's down in the body? King Money Fly. Thank you for joining the GOAT James Kingdom panel. You hear what we're talking about. What do you think of Michael Jordan's fans are the best page? These are the best representative of Michael Jordan fans out there. Top 10 list, the most objective list that they can come up with. Are you there, King Money
Yo,
Fly?
what's going on, man?
Yeah.
What's up, man? What's going on, man?
What's going on, man? I appreciate you guys for allowing me to be on the show, man. I just want to say I love what you guys do, man. I've been wanting to do this type stuff for some years now, probably exposing Jordan. But far as the list goes, man, it ain't really no bias. Just y'all's just more accurate because the guys' names he got on his list I just feel like they shouldn't be there top 10. I mean, I respect Bob Cousy, and some of the other guys, Hundo, but they shouldn't even be on there. Even John Stockton, he's like one of my favorite point guards. You know what I'm saying? He's top 5 for me because of what he done. I know he ain't got a ring, but I just feel like him being in the top 10 of all time is crazy because this is an all-time list. And if it was a point guard list, then yeah, I wouldn't have no problem with him being on there. But this is a all-time list. So the list one criteria, you clearly just see he was trying to fit a structure to be biased for him. So, because that's what they do, right? So, so what the Jordan fans do, they like to point out simple stuff that you already know the answer to. Like, okay, he never averaged 30 in the playoffs or 40 in the playoffs. Okay, that's fine. But what about the other stuff? You know what I'm saying? Like, I had just found out a couple of days ago that, Michael Jordan and Scottie, they played like 158 games. Out of them 158 games, Scottie only scored 34 times. In their eyes, they look at it like, well, Jordan was just superior. But for me, in my eyes, I look at it like selfishness because he's the only player that ever played a game of basketball that do not allow his other players to shine. And when I say this stuff, people don't be hearing me. They think that that's a damn shame. Out of 158 games, he only scored 34 times. He only scored 34 times out of 158 playoff games. That says a lot. That means that man is not passing the ball to where or letting him grow to shine. Like he's taking all the glory. That's why I dislike Jordan because they always give him all the credit and things like that. And like, you know what I'm saying? Like, but yeah, back to the list though. I just think out all the lists, y'all list probably the most accurate. And then I would probably go. That shit is crazy because all the rest of the list got people that shouldn't even really be in there though. You know what I'm saying? Like,
well, okay, so that's the thing. I want to make sure we put a disclaimer out. Okay, the Michael Jordan fans page, that's their list.
right.
But the Chat GTP list was taking their criteria, and that's what Chat GTP gave us. Now, the one that has the FYF debates logo on there, that's not their list. That's not Lamont's list. That was us putting the Michael Jordan's fan page criteria together and adding the point scored and assist scored to see what Chat GTP. So the two to the right are both Chat GTP top 10 lists, but I just put FYF up there because that's what they like to do over there. So shout out to Lamont. You guys make sure to go check out their platform. Trust me, a lot of people say that they're LeBron guys, but he spent a whole 7 hours yesterday cussing out LeBron fans because he was saying how LeBron don't play defense and showing them with film. So Lamont actually has one of the best and the most objective platforms when it comes to the conversation, just like us too. So shout out to Lamont and everybody in the comments. That's just crazy. That's just crazy, bro. Like I said, these guys are crazy, Brandon. I don't know what to say, Brandon. I don't know what to say about these guys, man.
I know when you come with a list like this, sad.
I want to know why Pettit didn't make their list when they had a whole thing a month ago about how Pettit was better than LeBron.
Well, because Pettit has only 2 championships and 2 scoring titles, I believe.
Yeah.
Or 1 championship and two scoring titles. So he
I think he only had 1 title. Yeah, but
yeah. So that's why. So that's why. Now, if he would have added points, but that's what I'm saying. It's again, Chat GTP said it best. They said it. His whole criteria is restrictive. It really doesn't reflect the greatest players of all time. There's so many different categories and so many different ways for us to judge players. It just doesn't help us understand it better. He did a horrible job, first of all, mocking us, and then on top of that, he did a horrible job with the whole criteria and everything. And he lied. He said he'd spent 2 weeks stewing over this, and then came on my show and said it took him 2 hours. So it's a liar. He's a liar. He's a liar. We don't know what to say. And
Call
like
him out on
Brandon,
that too.
yeah, and it was and it was 6 months ago when we called everybody else out about it, and it was about 2 months ago when he first found our channel. So,
Yeah, I give
yeah.
you guys props because you guys are one of the only people who have. I mean, I've seen another like a couple of lists, but as far as just comprehensive and you know and unbiased, I mean that's a you can't really argue with its merits and whatnot. Obviously, everyone has their own ranking system or way to do it, but when you're taking that many players and using the same formula, and it's you got the list, and it's really hard to be mad at it. So I mean, because I mean, it's objective. Got to use that word.
Okay, so my bad for cutting anybody off. I did a little bit of work during the week myself. So using the definition of great, which by measure and I guess quality, we can only use large in number and size, and remarkable and utmost. The top 10 list is pretty. What I got from that is pretty interesting. It's some names you wouldn't expect. Number one is LeBron. Number two is Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. Number three, this is not my personal, nothing personal, but number three is Karl Malone. Number four is Wilt Chamberlain. Number five is Tim Duncan. Now this is a list that measures everything you've contributed, scores, points, assists, rebounds, steals, blocks in playoffs and in the season. Some people were bumped out just by their playoff performance. Number six is Kobe. Number seven is MJ. Number eight, Akeem Olajuwon. Number nine, Dirk Nowitzki, and number 10, Kevin Garnett.
Wow.
I call those player scores.
Okay, and how did you come up with the numbers?
So,
like how did that
so
work?
based on the definition of numerous and remarkable and utmost, I used all your points, rebounds, assists, steals, blocks. Combine those scores with your playoffs, points, rebounds, assists, steals, blocks, and added that all together to one number, right?
Mm-hmm.
That one number I call the player score spit out a top 10. Well, it's much more, and there's some names that are down the list that you'd be like, oh my god, but it's all time, so it's your complete, not points per game, nothing like that, just your total number.
So so it's just your total stats, no accolades or any kind, nothing of that
No
nature.
accolades. The reason I didn't add that is because you lift a banner for a team. There's no Michael Jordan Bulls championships, right? It's a team, so that's a team accolade. And then when you come to like scoring titles is cool, yeah, I guess, but I put total points instead of scoring because if you get a accolade, now scoring titles is not really subjective, but it's not a total. So great is the total, right? And then if you get like an accolade where it's like opinion based, that is not really subjective. So I separated great being the total and remarkable and utmost from best, which would be in accolades, and value, which would be like your plus minus. So I kind of separated it that way, basically.
So what would you label your criteria as then? Would you say it's a greatest statistical formula?
Yeah. Because and the reason why I think it works is because I added playoffs. So it's not just that you coasted through the playoffs and won championships. You contributed. So it shows how much you contributed. Because sometimes you're the best player on the court, but your team sucks and you don't win the championship. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, so let me see if I can understand this, and you guys can chime in after me. So when you say the greatest, and like you said, you use the words remarkable, utmost, what you're basically saying is these are things that are tangible. So that's why you're using stats. But when you're saying the best, these are the accolades. The accolades would say you were the best guy at this time because you made All NBA, All Star, NBA team, right? The scoring title, things.
That's point averages. Yes.
So and things of that nature, right? That's what so that's how you see it, right? Because I know you said that before. There's a difference between being the best or the greatest. So all right, well, anybody wants to chime in on boycott's criteria and list there?
I mean, I admire any list that's like you take opinion or emotion out of it. But like I said, Jordan's the GOAT, and the reason he's the GOAT is because he was the best on a per game basis by any measurable way you want to use. Whether that's win shares for 48, box plus minus, he has the best PER. Again, he has the best mix of accolades, major accolades, and achievements.
He doesn't have the best
Uh,
PR.
And well,
Yes.
I'm sorry, tied now. And
No, it's not
Yeah.
tied. It's not tied
Yeah.
no more.
Well, must have been recent. Right?
He
Nine-
doesn't have the best win shares
It's
for
not.
48
It's
no
not.
more.
He don't have the best win
It's
shares
cool.
We're
for
not talking about
48.
Jokic.
It's
Okay?
cool.
Fuck Jokic.
We're not going to talk about Jokic. We're
Jokic
not
is-
going to do that.
Jokic
You
is
have
the
to
GOAT
have
in 5 years.
longevity. You
We're
have
not
to have
talking about.
longevity.
Stick to the players we're talking. We're talking Michael Jordan and LeBron. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Travis.
Michael-
Go try.
Jokic, I have him in my future GOAT. Yeah, so. But yeah, so Mike is
But
in a clear
you
view.
can actually stop talking about PER and win shares for
Yeah.
48 because he doesn't have the best. Yeah, you
So
can go
Mike
ahead
is
and
in a
stop
clear
that.
view, and I'd also
Yeah.
accept an argument for Kareem. Those are reasons. But
Oh my
any top 3 includes those guys.
Okay, Travis, hold on, guys. Travis, let's restart. Go with the Jordan because you said a few things that wasn't true. So let's restart. Michael Jordan
Okay.
clears, man.
So Mike has the second most measurable impact of any player, if you want to be objective about it. And he also has, so it makes him the best player of all time. And he has the most MVPs. Tied for, second most MVPs. He has the most finals MVPs. So if we're talking about who is the best player on a game-to-game basis, then that's Michael Jordan. If you want to use totals and dance around it and everything, great. LeBron's gonna be up there.
God.
Karl Malone's gonna be up there, like you said. And but if you're doing an objective top 5, it's not gonna have any of those guys. It's definitely gonna go Mike, LeBron, Kareem, Duncan, and some combination of either Larry Bird, Shaq. But we'll take Wilt and Bill separate lists.
And mute yourself, boycott, right quick. You got some like air, wind blowing, please.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
Go ahead.
was actually doing a graph of Michael Jordan why he's the greatest. So he's first in points and points per game in the postseason and regular season, the most finals MVPs, the highest box plus or minus in postseason, the highest win shares per 48 in postseason, most scoring titles, and he has the highest offensive box plus or minus in the regular season and postseason.
All right. So just to be fair, guys, Michael Jordan has 27.91 PER. Joker is 27.92. Now, technically, it's rounded up to the 10th place. So that means it would be tied at 27.9. Shall we accept this? Or should we just do it what y'all do, like how y'all do the points per game where it's Michael Jordan over Wilt Chamberlain? So accept that Wilt Chamberlain, that Joker has the highest PR all time in NBA history.
He does. It is what it is. Fuck that guy. But I mean, like.
Well, it's just going to keep on increasing this year. So
I don't care. I don't care.
It's an aberration.
Can it decrease?
Yeah, Craig don't use. Yeah, of course
it
it's a decrease.
It can decrease. Okay.
If you play worse, it's going to decrease. But Craig always say he don't use any advanced stats. So everything Travis is saying about advanced stats, Craig said that doesn't make any sense to him.
And that's
Craig,
what
what?
that's
why
why
he don't believe in advanced
My
stats.
reasoning is so simple. Like, why everybody make things so difficult?
You
Like,
can't just say 6 finals MVPs. That's not good enough.
why not?
Highest points per game.
Why can I not say
Postseason,
that? Who
regular
else
season.
got more than that? Who else in the big stage performed to get more than 6 final MVPs? Ain't that's what they playing for? They
It's
playing
so
to
much
make
easier.
Bill
Just go
Russell
best player by
did.
game by game. It's my
And Bill Russell only won 2 playoff series to win a title. So I bet you Jordan would trade the 6 final MVPs to go back in time and win 2 playoff series to be a champion.
I mean,
And for
the first
20,000
2 rounds, he wasn't playing anybody that difficult. So those, it's always the last 2 rounds.
You gonna count
final MVPs
you gonna count
for 2 series championships.
You gonna count the 38 win Knicks in '91, the bum Heat in '92, The Charlotte Hornets of 96? What was those teams he was playing in 96?
I mean, everything was I mean, it was just practice. They were just practicing the first
The
two rounds.
Washington
Again,
Bullets.
Jordan's is the
The
only
Washington
reason why
Bullets.
he won is because it's competition. Everybody else's reason is because they actually play.
Well, that's what you just said
You're
about
saying
Bill.
it's about Bill Russell.
That's what you just said
I mean,
about Bill Russell.
I'm
That's
just
exactly what you
saying,
just said
I
about
didn't say
Bill.
nothing about the competition. I'm talking about the rules. I didn't say nothing about the competition.
Well, he can't play. He can't play no more than 2 rounds. There wasn't enough teams to play more than 2 rounds. He only get to play
and
the
he
2 rounds.
benefit from it, and Jordan benefit from having a Finals MVP award. So they both benefit.
But that's what I'm saying. Jordan got that. Jordan got the most Finals MVP awards. We do that.
Let's be honest with you. What is a Finals MVP?
It says you're the best player on a championship team.
Okay, so Bill Russell was the better player for more titles. Basically, that's what you're saying.
Can you prove it?
Yes, I did it on Ralph's live. Yeah, as y'all can see, Ralph's not here today. Shout out to Ralph Alexander. I don't know if he's busy today or not, but again, yeah, I did it on there, man. Again, from 1959 to 1966, Bill Russell was the best player on the Celtics, and he was the best player in the league for 5 years.
We can't even talk about that, man, because it would be 1 and 2. Like, it's just not a fair thing.
Again, Jordan is not great because of his championships. You guys have to stop using Jordan's
championships. Why you keep saying championships?
No, because the Finals MVPs is attached to the championships. Instead of saying he has the 10
you got to play to get a Finals MVP still, right?
No, but
that's how many players on the championship team?
No, what I'm saying is that Jordan's true greatness isn't winning 6
It's like you got to get to the finals to win it.
It's the whole point is that his greatness is not 6 Finals
I'm
MVPs.
talking to a group who thinks making the finals is better than actually winning it. I forgot who I'm speaking.
Craig, you're not letting me speak. Craig, you're not letting me speak. Listen again. Michael Jordan's greatness is, or his greatest aspect of his greatness is not the 6 Finals MVPs. Is what I'm trying to explain to you.
Why can't it be for me? Why can't it be for me?
I'm not saying it's not that. I'm just saying from my perspective.
You're basically telling me what I'm saying I can't.
No, I'm just saying you're ignoring. Go ahead.
I mean, what's the false narrative? Hold up, Boycott. What's this false narrative that making it to the finals is better than winning finals? Whoever said this? Because you guys bring it up all the time.
Y'all say it all the time.
When did me or Johnny say this one time in our whole existence on this channel?
What about
that making it to the finals is better than winning?
Because y'all compare making the finals to when Jordan didn't make the finals, but forget that Jordan still, even though he got less final appearances, still actually won more finals than LeBron James. So
okay, I know I have said making the finals is better than not making the finals. Is that what you're talking about?
I'm referring to that because, like I said.
Okay, so is that true?
Jordan has less final appearances, he still wind up winning more finals.
Okay, I know. We understand that. But is making the finals better than not making the finals?
You might as well say it is making the finals better than not making the finals. But like I said,
that's all we say.
Winning the finals is better than making it and losing. Is it not right?
I mean, yeah, we never said it wasn't. That's the problem. That's what I'm saying. Like, we never
having this conversation about finals.
No. What we're trying to explain to you is even if LeBron went to less finals,
if LeBron wins 2 more final MVPs, then he would be my GOAT.
Craig, even if LeBron went to less, even if he went to less finals, he still has less championships. So the amount of finals LeBron wins to doesn't knock that he only has 4 and Jordan has 6. Jordan has 6. We always tell you that he has 6. LeBron has 4.
But y'all keep bringing up championships.
No, you guys bring up championships. That's what I'm trying to tell you. I was just trying to explain to you that there's so much more greatness in Jordan's career besides his championships. You told me I can't let you. I can't tell you this.
I've never mentioned championships. I'm saying final MVP.
Wait. And that's another luxury that you guys have, which is something that I just realized recently after I went on FYF Sports Debate and exposed the whole Kobe panel by myself, right? And realizing what we dealt with Mel last week is that as Michael Jordan fans and Kobe fans, you guys can say, hey, this is how I feel. That's what Dart was basically trying to tell us. I feel this way. So we can't tell Dart he's wrong, and because Dart can't prove his point, no one could prove their point. So now I have to sit here and be objective as possible because I'm a LeBron fan. Because if I am subjective and tell you 10 finals is better than 6 championships, you're gonna call me crazy. But you as a Jordan fan could say 6 championships is enough. It can be better than 11. It can be this. It can be that. We can't do that, Craig. I can't say LeBron James is a better mid-range shooter than Michael Jordan because the first thing.
Why you keep telling me 6 championships? You keep bringing up
because you brought up the 6. You brought up 6
Jerry
Finals
West has a
MVPs.
final MVP without a championship.
Who won the Finals MVP without a championship? Who won the Finals MVP without a championship?
Jerry West.
Okay, that only happened once. So exactly. So that's what I'm saying.
And they stopped doing it because LeBron would have won two.
And you don't give Jerry West no praise for being the only guy to actually win the Finals MVP.
He's the logo in the NBA. NBA celebrate losers. He's the
logo. And no, where do you have him at, Craig? Where is Jerry West listed on your top 20, top 25 greatest players? Where would you have him?
He's in my top 20.
Is he top 15 or just top 20? Is he 15 to 20 or 10 to 15?
17.
He's 17. The only guy to have a Finals MVP as a loser. It's not.
But
that's
he don't
not
have
good
the
enough.
most.
So Craig, so you're saying that the more final MVPs make you the better player. That's what you're saying. Is that true? Yes or no?
What happened?
Oh,
is that true? More Finals MVPs make you the better player.
More Final MVPs make you the better. You won the most Final MVPs. That's what it clearly says.
No.
So okay,
the
so where's
the most Finals MVPs make you the better player?
Is the better player in the finals? Yes.
No. Okay. Oh wait. So all right. So where's Magic on your list?
Magic. He has what? He has 2.
No, he has 3.
He has 3.
Where's Magic on your list?
I'm about to redo it because
you better do it. You better do it. We haven't. This is not our challenge. This is not our challenge, Craig. You guys have been challenged by Dart, and the Michael Jordan fans are the best page to come up with.
Magic is in my top 5.
He's in your top 5. Tim Duncan.
Tim Duncan.
He has 3. Shaq has 3.
He said, yeah. Shaq has 3.
Duncan is 8. Shaq is 9. LeBron.
You don't even have Finals MVP for anything.
Oh no, Craig. No.
Craig, you could just use statistical arguments that.
No. Craig said Finals MVPs make you better player.
We're talking Finals MVP.
We're not going to derail Craig's theory. So I want to know, where do James Worthy, Andre Iguodala, and Tony Parker rank in your top 50?
Shout out James Worthy.
I was just about to say that.
Since Finals MVPs make you better, they're better than
Andre Iguodala.
In the finals. That's what the final MVP.
Yeah, I know. Okay, so Iguodala
don't make you the better player.
Iguodala. We got Iguodala. We got Tony Parker, and we got who was the third guy you said again?
James Worthy.
James Worthy.
Oh, and James Worthy.
Right.
They all got Finals MVPs. Where would you rank them in your top 50?
Maxwell.
We're helping you here because we should have restricted to 25 because there's only been what 40, 45.
Bill Walton.
There's been less than. Matter of fact, there's been less than less than 30.
Maybe.
Yeah, there's been less than 30 on Finals MVPs.
Where are they in your top 30? Where are you in your top 30? Because Finals MVPs make you the better player.
What happened? What happens?
Yeah, Finals MVPs make you the better player in the fucking finals.
What happens
just in the finals? Just in the finals. Okay. So it don't make you the better player. Yeah. Okay, I understand that now. That makes more sense. I must have misunderstood.
And that's why he's the GOAT, because he has the most Finals MVPs. Because he was the best player.
So one category. This is what I don't understand. One category makes you the player ever.
Yeah.
No.
If you want to go with everything else he did, I can give you other stuff that he did.
Okay.
Come on, man.
Hold on.
Exactly. Now he's got a list. Now he got a list.
Because honestly, you have a conversation with them. But let's be real here. One, it's impossible to say this one category makes you categorically better than everybody else. That's insane.
Do you want to go off his whole career? That's the tipping for me. It's not just 6 final MVPs. That's the topic.
I feel what you're saying, but you have somebody like me who understands the rarity of finals.
That's the only final that Jordan has. That's what.
All right, guys. Let's hold up. Okay, boy, can I go ahead and ask your question? Go ahead and ask your question. I
was a little outraged. I was going to ask a few questions. I was going to ask, what happens when you compare Allen Iverson to Andre Iguodala? I was going to say, what happens in that kind of conversation, because he doesn't have a Finals MVP. Would Andre Iguodala be the better player?
Or the championship?
Or a championship, you know what I mean? Like that would have been a weird conversation. But
That's all Jordan has is the 6 final MVPs. Like he don't have other stuff that. Why are we even discussing Jordan if it's
no, but
All he has.
you're the one that
Okay, Greg.
runs it
What all
down.
he
I'm
has?
saying why it is because of it. That's the
Okay,
type
okay,
of
I'm
that
ready.
he's
I'm ready.
accomplished. That's
I'm
what
ready.
I'm saying.
Okay, what all Jordan got? Go.
What?
Yeah. What all Jordan got that makes him greatest? Go.
He got the statistics.
Uh-huh.
He
Right.
got
Okay. What's
accolades.
what's statistics and accolades?
I mean, what you got the 30 points per game, the most in the playoffs and the season.
What average 30 points per
his
game
points
too?
go up in the playoffs where it matters the most.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Points go up in the playoffs. Okay. Finals MVPs. Mm-hmm.
Okay, he has the league MVPs. For every league MVP he won, he was already the best at another category that season. When he won his first league MVP, he was considered the best defender. When he won his second MVP,
The best defender. That's not a real thing. So okay.
How is not
That's
a real
just
thing
erase
if
that
you don't
from
get
your
a
memory. That's no
defensive
such thing as the best defender.
What does
That's
league
no such thing.
MVP means?
Okay, go.
What do league MVP means?
Most valuable
League
player.
MVP to me the most valuable player on your team. Those mean the best player on your team. Because if that case, Michael Jordan would have at least 11 MVPs. So he doesn't. So come on, let's go.
Okay, so he got a reward for being one of the best defenders in the league.
One of the best.
He was the most valuable player of the league.
Okay, we know that.
Okay.
He didn't have the most.
He's the only player to win a defender player of the year while averaging 30 points that same season.
So
He's
one
the only
year
player
makes
to win
him the
an
GOAT.
All-NBA, an all-defensive, a scoring
That
title, a
1988.
league MVP, and a Finals MVP in the same season. He did that
That's the
4
same
times.
year, right? So 1 year makes you the GOAT.
I said he did it more than
Not in the
once.
career.
He did it 4
He
times.
did
How
more
many
than
years
once.
that count?
Okay.
How many years that count?
So 4 years. Okay, so 4 years.
Okay.
Okay, 4.
5
4
years.
He was the only rookie
5
to
years.
lead his team in 4 statistical
Yeah, he's talking
categories for a
about-
whole
alright.
season.
Yeah.
He's the only record for what?
For four statistical categories for a season.
He led the team.
That's
his
because
team
there
with
wasn't
four-
more
On his team?
statistics.
On his
Oh,
team?
here we go. with
Will
We're talking about his
rookie.
team.
They didn't have
Yeah,
two
he let- he
who
let-
won
he let- he
Who
let-
was
he
it?
That makes you better than someone who
I'm
did it.
giving you what I'm giving you what he's
Whoa.
done.
Wait,
Make me
but
believe that
wait.
he's the best
LeBron.
player.
Oh, wait, LeBron's never led his team in 4 statistical categories. in the
5
season?
For a
actually.
season, maybe for
5.
7 games, not for a season.
I was just watching something about LeBron leading his
Yeah.
team in 5 statistical.
4? You
categories.
sure? Not all 4. 4 times. Just 4. He could. I know. I know he did blocks, assists, and steals at least like a dozen times.
I'm talking about a 82 game
Maybe I'm
season.
wrong.
He played 78 games that season.
Until
Oh,
LeBron
you
James-
said for 82 games. He has to play 82 games.
82
He has to
games.
play
okay.
82
I know,
games.
I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
he has
I'm
to
sorry,
play
Craig.
82
I didn't hear the
He has to
82.
play.
I didn't hear the 82. My
games.
bad, Craig. You got me there, Craig. You got me there, Craig. You got me there. You got me, Craig. You got me.
I'm not
Shot
talking about a
fired.
7 game
You got
series.
me, you got me.
He's playing the same team all the time. I'm
Hold on,
talking
real
about
quick.
Gold
Correct me if
Coast.
I'm wrong, but until LeBron James played with Anthony Davis, he led his team in points, rebounds, assists, and I believe steals.
Who?
Until he played with Anthony Davis.
Anthony Davis. Yeah, until he played with Anthony Davis.
Oh yeah, I think
And
Anthony
he did
Davis
that.
did that as well.
When did he start playing with Anthony Davis? I'm talking about from the time he entered the league until he started playing with Anthony Davis. He led his team in points, rebounds, assists, and steals.
I'm disappointed in Craig. He was supposed to bring up Michael. He was supposed to bring up Michael Jordan was second in PER. That's what he was supposed to bring up. He didn't.
I'm
He
not
didn't bring
bringing no
that.
PER.
Here's the thing
You know.
about longevity too. Longevity is a good argument because while I was doing all these totals, I came across Gilbert Arenas, and then I came across Jamal Crawford. Like Gilbert Arenas had like a crazy couple of years in points per game averages, but Jamal Crawford had a good consistency throughout his career, and he beats Gilbert Arenas in totals. Now it's a crazy conversation. When we take Jordan out, we take LeBron out, but we put some of these lower level players. When we compare them, do you say because someone had a great peak, a great run, you know what I'm saying, for before injury, does that make him the better player because his averages were great for a certain amount of time compared to somebody that did it over a long period of time? Now you bring that up to the greats, the Kareems, the Wilts, the Jordan, the LeBron. Does it apply the same? I don't know if y'all understand what I mean by that, because it's hard to keep that consistency. You know what I'm saying?
And see, Until LeBron James, that was celebrated. That's what people don't want to talk about. It was celebrated playing 15 plus years, being the model of consistency at any position in the league. That was celebrated. Now, all of a sudden, if you're doing something for a long time, oh, it's just longevity. Everybody does it. No, it's not.
So
you know, but we got. Well, go ahead, Brandon. I'm sorry.
go ahead. So, Johnny, how did you rank Craig's GOAT debate for Jordan on a scale of 1 to 10? How was that? How was that?
I mean, cut me off.
You put him right on the spot. We did put him on the spot. Craig does a good job, man. Craig, I told Craig already. Send me his graph. Send me his list. We could put him up here. Y'all are some lazy people, man. This is not hard. I don't understand why y'all can't help.
I'm not dreaming about Jordan and make up a graph to say why he the GOAT. Nigga, I just think he's GOAT. That's it.
But this is what we do in GOAT James Kingdom. So don't get mad now, because we put you on the spot.
And
you should be. You gotta be able. You gotta be quick on the draw.
You gotta be able to go,
man.
You have to have a list on your phone.
He's asking me a question. I'm trying to answer his question, and you asking the question while I'm trying to answer his question.
Oh, hold on, okay, boycott. Let me see this. So Craig, are you saying we treating you like how we get treated when we talk about LeBron and stuff like that, where people cut us off?
But y'all getting mad at my answers because you're not letting me answer. That's the thing. Y'all quick to ask another question.
We want to make sure you're accurate on what you're saying.
I had to help you because you were saying something that wasn't true. So I just told you it wasn't true. So there's no such thing as the best defender in the league. There's no such thing.
Speaking of correction, I salute everybody. But I just came up here to say there's only been 6 players in NBA history to lead their team in all 5 major statistical categories since 1974, since they added blocks. Mm-hmm. Only 6 guys for an 82-game regular season. Dave Cowens, Scottie Pippen, shocker, LeBron James, Kevin Garnett, Giannis Antetokounmpo.
I know it wasn't. I just saw something on that.
Wait. Yeah. Sturdy. Do you know about the 4? Do you know the list of the 4?
The 4 actually. I'm actually going through it now. Like, of course, you got Will.
Rookie season, so they had to be.
Yeah, I know. No, Jordan did it. But I'm finding guys who did it, and like there's actually been a few guys so far. But I'm gonna get you the full list.
Meaning their first season.
But Craig, we wasn't questioning. We just wanted to clarify what you said. We wanted to make sure we heard, because there was some people over speaking you. Y'all was supposed to let Craig speak. Y'all know Craig is an MJ delegate. Let him rep MJ fans, because they need it today. Because Dart took a big one. I don't know what Dart was thinking. That was the most craziest thing. I don't know what these guys thinking when they.
And y'all love totals. Check the Bulls leader in points, rebounds, sister skills. If y'all want totals.
I don't know if y'all noticed, ever since they met Young Miami, they've been really jumping off the ledge over there. And Michael Jordan fans page are the best. But Sturdy, you are here. Thank you for joining us, brother. Thank you for giving us that information. I didn't know LeBron did that, so thanks for telling me. And so did you?
It was if you want the year, it was just in case for more accuracy. Dave Cowens' 1978 season. What's the name? Scottie Pippen, 94, 95. KG was 02, 03, and LeBron was 08, 09.
Okay. Oh wow.
And Giannis was 2017.
Mm-hmm. 08, 09, LeBron.
No, Craig. I'm just sharing a fun fact because
that's why I said rookie, because I knew it.
No, Craig. I heard you. This, like I said, I'm gonna get you that specific list after, because it wasn't just MJ who did that, but I'm gonna give you that list after. But I was just because you said
if you got it,
you said you don't recall LeBron James ever do a full 82 season, and like he did.
Yeah, the rookie season. That's why I specifically said he was the only player in his rookie season, meaning he never played an NBA game prior, and he did that for his first NBA season.
Okay,
that's
all right,
the difference.
All right, so Sturdy, give us the list of the guys that did it for, and
no, I'm getting it in a few minutes now. So far, off the top of the head, it's obviously Kareem, Jordan, and Tim Duncan. But that's
did any of them do it in their rookie year besides Jordan?
Yes. Those are the few guys. That's why I'm about to get the rest of the guys. That's not that difficult.
Oh, okay. Now, mind you, this is just no, but Kareem couldn't have done it as a rookie because as a rookie there was no blocks and steals.
Oh no, he said those. Oh, just those type of stiff guys. I thought if you
Well, no, it had to be four out of the 5 categories, so it had to be from 1974 on.
Okay, that was my another question. Why isn't things like field goal percentage, which has been tracked since forever, why is that not included with statistical category? That's a basic box score.
That goes in best, not grades.
No, I'm talking about for box score. I'm talking about for box score. Like most people just take out field goal percentage.
Yeah, no, because it's usually the 5 common stats, which is points, rebounds, assists, blocks, and steals.
Yeah, but hey, Johnny, I noticed like field goal percentage has always been tracked actually just as long as those things. So I'm like, why is that never brought up? That's important.
One of the things that the reason we didn't use it in our list, like I said, because it would give advantages to players and by position. So obviously, if you're a bigger guy, you play in the paint, you got, most big men have better field goal percentages than
that's basketball.
Guys. No, I know that, but it's hard. How do I compare, Kobe Bryant's 45 or 44% shooting to what is it? Tim Duncan's 51%.
But okay, but like but let's not be as drastic. How about keep on perimeter players like LeBron?
No, but that's what I'm saying.
Like LeBron and Kobe.
No. The reason,
Jordan, Jordan and LeBron.
LeBron and Kobe and Jordan are all in the same category.
Yeah, you can do that too.
Yeah, no, there I get you because they're perimeter players. There I get you there. But when we're talking all time and we're including all players, then it becomes choppy. Because like I said, Tim Duncan is not one of the best as far as field goal percentage.
No one thinks DeAndre Jordan is the best shooter in the world because he has the
highest.
That's right.
Like it's Tyson Chandler to go.
I know that, but beyond all that, I'm just talking about. But we're not just going off of just the field goal percentage. But he's saying if we're talking about the greatest players, we're going to talk about their field goal percentages as well. So my thing is that guys like Tim Duncan and Kobe Bryant are like good in field goal percentage for their position, but they're not like the best like Jordan is as a guard or LeBron is as at the forward or Shaq or who's this other guy that's real dominant? Dwight Howard.
Well,
you know what I mean? Yeah, Wilt Chamberlain. Yeah, they shoot 54% from the.
Yeah, like I'm just saying, Shaq led the league. Shaq led the league in field goal percentage 10 times, and he wasn't the tallest guy every year. He wasn't even the heaviest, believe it or not. So it's a basic box score. So I'm saying, why not field goal percentage? Yes, we all know basketball favors the tallest, but that's at every position, every era.
Mm-hmm.
No, so why not? I don't know.
I mean, I included it in my all-time list. I think I did that when I was doing it originally. When I compared players, I always compare, especially like you said, if they're the same type of players as far as perimeter players or interior players. I definitely do it there. I just think it's unfair when we're doing perimeter players to interior players. That's just me.
Yeah, I know. That's taking context.
Rebounds, you might as well do it for field goal.
No, because the whole point that's the whole point of having blocks, steals, rebounds, assists, and points is because the points is neutral to all of them. Usually rebounds and blocks go together with the interior, and steals and assists go together with the perimeter. So even though the big man has the rebounds and the blocks, they're going to be the balance is they're not going to usually be good in steals and assists. And vice versa.
Yeah, unless you're a King or Bill Russell, or Ben Wallace.
But then that would go to show to your versatility as a player.
Or KG,
yeah. The players that are like that, like you said, are people like Akeem, LeBron, Magic. I'm not Magic. Bird, Dr. J.
Magic. What Magic you talking?
And do you have Johnny too? You also have all-time great perimeter players rebound at a historic weight. Elgin Baylor, Larry Bird, Russell Westbrook, Oscar Robertson. Hey man, I see why not. Jason Kidd, I see why not. Like, we included for there too.
But that's what I'm saying. A lot of those guys are considered versatile players, very unique for their position. You understand what I'm saying? Transcendent players.
And also it's different because a lot like defensive rebounds is completely a different story than total rebounds. So if you're talking about defense, we have to go to defensive rebounds because you could get offensive rebounds, just like Dennis Rodman got a lot of offensive rebounds.
Mm-hmm.
But his defensive rebounds is not like he's averaging 10 defensive rebounds a game. He's not.
When it comes to rebounds, you also pretty much have to just do it by. I mean, unless you're comparing centers and forwards together, like you have to say who is the better rebounder. You have to do it by position. Who is the best in their position? So,
Facts, unless you're LeBron James.
But I'm just saying, like, it kind of get blurry with certain categories because we don't make that distinction for triple doubles. We just say this player had a triple double, this player had a quadruple double, this player had a double double. Regardless of what category they got.
Well, that's offense and defense. So that's
I'm saying totality.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
and so
offensive
top.
defense. Like, if we're just strictly talking about defense, we have to talk about defensive rebounds, which they don't like to talk about for some odd reason.
Well, they started counting defensive rebounds, I believe, in '78 or somewhere
I
around
mean,
there.
it's been a thing, but
'76, yeah.
they don't really discuss defensive rebounds when they talk about defense. They talk about totals.
Yeah.
Mhm. I
I don't
mean,
Like
know, but
nobody even knows that LeBron James will average more defensive rebounds than Dennis Rodman because we were only thinking about totals.
yeah,
Yeah, Dennis Rodman wasn't no big deep. He was offensive rebounder.
Yeah, yeah.
He
I'm
was
just
a
about
better
saying
offensive rebounder than he
yeah,
was
like
defensive rebounder.
You got
he
it.
definitely was. Yeah,
You
he
got to be
definitely was.
you got to be an offensive rebounder when Jordan's giving you 20 missed field goals a game.
He played 3 seasons with Jordan, and out of his 15-year career, he played 3 seasons.
no, LeBron is also basically top 20 at least, or at worst, in every single category when you're talking about small forwards, and he's 1 and 2 in points and assists. So, I mean, insane production when you talk about there's been hundreds of players at the position. I mean, Mike definitely clears him because he's top 10 among shooting guards, but
I mean,
impressive
no,
for LeBron.
LeBron's better all time. We don't have to go back categories with LeBron. That's how great he is. We got to do that for Jordan because he's not above. So that's why you have to limit it to shooting guards. We don't do that with LeBron James. We don't say, well, Michael Jordan, he's the number one in this for shooting guard. No, LeBron James number one of all time of everybody. He's top 10 in defensive rebounds all time. He got more defensive rebounds than Shaq, Patrick Ewing, Dennis Rodman, Ben Wallace, Dennis Rodman. You could go on down the list. That's how great LeBron James is.
Because
And
there
yet he's
was
not a
more
better
skilled
rebounder than
players
either of
making
those guys.
shots back in the day.
He's
All
not
the
better.
players.
You can't
They,
tell. He showed up
they,
number one. He's number one in defensive rebounds in the postseason. He sits alone. He's number one in steals in the postseason. He sits alone.
That's a terrible argument, though.
alone,
Yes,
alone,
no,
yeah.
but
He
like,
sits alone, like an
yeah, if
all-time
you,
record alone.
like alone, like what's the little white boy Home Alone? Alone. That man is the GOAT, man. Listen, we challenge all. Wait, no, we challenge all of you. Every last one of you gentlemen on this panel today to bring up an objective criteria. Show us how we can get a list that would make LeBron not the GOAT or Jordan's the GOAT. Show it to us, please. We have been dying to see it because Dart has put y'all on the watch. Dart
Yeah,
is
he
out
trying
here.
to do it.
No, he's out here still talking about us. I guarantee you, they
He
still
trying to do
talking.
it.
They talking
He trying
GOAT
to do
James
it.
Kingdom. He has officially joined the GOAT James Kingdom City Girl Groupie Posse. So, shout out to Dart and them over there talking mid-range jump shots and Defensive Player of the Year.
I mean, how do you make a list that proves that LeBron James is greater than Michael Jordan, and you're a Jordan fan? That's just what I don't understand.
I just don't understand why they can't do it. I don't understand how hard it is. They claim we're fanboys, we're stupid, we can't count.
LeBron James came out number one.
You know what? You're right. Show the list. Show the list. Put the list up. Put the list up. Put the list up, please.
Put the list up again
Put the
because
list
he
up.
showed us. He showed
This-
us why
This is
LeBron
why
James number one.
this is why LeBron James is the greatest player to ever play. It has nothing to do with GOAT James Kingdom. This is purely off of Michael Jordan fans page are the best. So shout out to all of them over there that are doing a show right now because they're trying to compete with us in GOAT James Kingdom. They want to beat us so bad, but they can't because Brandon and I are GOAT James Kingdom. We go live every Sunday noon. You guys hit that subscribe button. We have the best channel when it comes to the GOAT debate and talking the greatest players ever. As you can see, we made Dart prove why LeBron is the GOAT. That's how great we are at GOAT James Kingdom. We made another Michael Jordan's fan page prove that LeBron is the GOAT by using their own criteria and formula. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is why GOAT James Kingdom exists, because we know how to talk basketball better than the best. I don't know what to say.
I'm gonna redame his channel. He might as well. He gonna have to go on an apology tour for what he did to Jordan fans. How can you be a Jordan page and you gonna say LeBron James the greatest of all time? By far.
Brandon, let me ask you this, Brandon. We've done a total of 89 shows on our platform, GOAT James Kingdom, right? So today would have been the 90th show on our platform, right? Mm-hmm. But we did 3 on your first original platform. So are we going to count the first 3, or are we just going to stick with GOAT James Kingdom shows?
That counts. It was GOAT James Kingdom.
Okay, so we're about 92. I believe it's 92 or 93. One of the numbers shows in, right? So we're about to reach 100 shows, y'all. 100 shows coming up shortly. And again, we've told you this. Michael Jordan delegates, which is Craig, Ralph, and Travis, have done a great job representing Jordan fan and Jordan's logic. but they took one for the team today because Dart really embarrassed you guys. You guys really have to help us understand where Michael Jordan's the GOAT at besides fandom. And I'm not trying to call y'all out to call y'all out, but it's serious. I just want to see a list that says Michael Jordan, a point system. Even his point system, it was just horrible though. It was it was so lazy. Like, I know someone could do better. I know some Michael Jordan fan out there can really do it. You guys can really come out here and show us that Michael Jordan is the GOAT.
I got you. Don't worry.
You got me?
I'm gonna make a list. I'm gonna make a list that everyone could agree with, including Jordan, especially Jordan fans, that makes LeBron not the GOAT. And it's a list based on the prettiest game. Like, your game looks the prettiest. LeBron can't be the GOAT of that. I'm sorry. I'm a fan, but you can't. MJ is going to be number one.
I'm worried about Boycott. Boycott is like the Rugrats' dad sitting in his basement concocting all type of formulas and criterias. He's an inventor. He's just inventing left and right, man. My God. Now, mind you, I'm sorry, y'all. Chad came up with a list. He didn't give us a criteria, but he did give us a top 25 list, and he stood 10 toes down. And it's based off of the greatness of championship winning. And he has Bill Russell as the greatest. So shout out to Chad. Thank you for being respectful and listening. I know you've been wanting to chime in. You got anything to say, Chad? Is he there?
Nah, man. Y'all probably still got the flyer there. You could put it up for him if you can get it real quick.
Yeah, no, I don't have it on my computer right now. I wouldn't be able to bring it up. It is on my phone though. I should have. I am transferring stuff onto my computer from old shows. Again, you guys can all check out our old shows. We're gonna rehash some old topics. Brandon and I, like I said, we've been doing this for a while, Brandon, and they just, like I said, man, we have, again, Craig, Ralph, and Travis have been the best Jordan fans about here. Is there any other Jordan guys here? I know Twin Man's not, Boycott's not, Sturdy said he's not. King Money Fly, you back? Are you a Jordan guy or a LeBron guy?
Man, I'm a LeBron guy. I used to be a Scottie Pippen guy. That's what's so crazy. Like, he was my favorite as a kid coming up. He don't get a lot of respect. You know what I'm saying? They like to discredit him a lot. So that's why he was my favorite. You know what I'm saying? Because he did some of everything on the court just besides scoring. He did some of everything. So it was no brainer for me to like LeBron next. Once Scottie got out the game, he was like, he passed the torch to him. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, I'm a LeBron guy.
Now, mind y'all, Ralph's criteria is grading everybody to 1,072 games or less. So that's how Ralph, which is again, it's his criteria. Which again, it's not objective, but it's his criteria. But he still didn't do a point system. Now, mind you, it's a one-on-one thing, so it depends on who he's grading. If somebody has more than 1,072 games, he lowers their career to 1,072. If somebody has more than 1,072, he just lowers Jordan's to that, which basically helps Jordan by removing 100 and some games from the Wizards, basically.
I also did a points total system list too, and that actually had LeBron at number one when I done it by points. Remember when we first did that? Where we took what?
Yeah, we took all the numbers. Like I said, every criteria that we ever had here in GOAT James Kingdom that actually had a point system added to it, LeBron James has always been number one, no matter what the criteria is or how we.
Well, what I'm going to do is, it's like I guarantee you that if you actually take any kind of a system and you do who's the best on average and you include every stat and events metric, it's going to be Jordan. That's what I'm going to do and put together.
I can't wait.
Oh, we cannot wait. Listen, we met Travis on Facebook, y'all. So y'all can follow us on Facebook because we are live on Facebook as well. Travis used to troll us real hard. It took us a while to get. It took a while to get Travis to show up on the show. And mind you, Travis on Facebook is not the Travis y'all see here. Travis on Facebook is a troll. He's a true Kobe and Jordan fan online. He is a true. He be on GOAT James. I be reading them comments. I be seeing y'all. Y'all think I don't see it? I be seeing everything.
Me and Travis will have to have a conversation about Kobe Bryant.
Yeah, Twin Man, you're not on Facebook, right? You don't go on Facebook, correct?
Oh no, I'm on the Facebook group, but we gonna have to have a conversation about Kobe Bryant. We gonna have to have a. And I respect. This is why I'm not even mad at Travis, bro, because at least you can be honest. I'll give you this. You are not delusional. And I know you heard that delusional shit Mel was talking about. What was it, last week? Like
Yeah.
some Kobe fans are just pure delusion. I'll
Travis,
give you this.
can I ask a question? What if Jordan? Because giving an example, right? Like Will Chamberlain averaged like 50 points per game and 38 and all this stuff like that, and then like his last 2 years, like he just fell off a cliff, right? What if Jordan played 13 years, 14 years, whatever, 15 years, but at some point he got injured and fell off a cliff, and even with that falling off a
They wouldn't
cliff,
count it.
it ended up being where LeBron had the better statistics, the better points per game, the better assists per game because he fell off a cliff but kept playing. Would Jordan still be the GOAT? You know what I'm saying? That's what's missing when you just use points per game for 13 years.
Bro,
I mean,
what they do with
averages
the
still
list
go to
now.
LeBron, so I don't understand that question. LeBron averages are better than Jordan averages for his career.
No,
No,
I'm
because
gonna
I'm
tell
just talking about what T Perfect uses, because T Perfect really cares about, or a lot. I'm not saying him particularly.
No, Travis makes up things at times, but for averages, it's LeBron James. There's nothing else. It's LeBron James for averages.
But y'all understand what I mean, because some
Yeah.
people get injured at a certain time, but they keep playing, and then things like your box plus minus could go down per 48. Everything can go down because you got injured at some point. So when you're missing that career because you retired, or like even if you compare like Rice to
Well,
Moss,
injury is part of the game. You can't.
that's what I'm saying though, because you shouldn't discount LeBron because somebody decided to quit. You know what I'm saying?
Well, here's the thing, Boycott. So I agree with you 100%. Injuries are part of the game, and like you shouldn't discount longevity. I have two ways of thinking about it. Like, if you're going to include, say, this guy's great because of his longevity and everything else, then you have to any kind of decline in his numbers is fair game too. What I do also is that's why I rank LeBron so high, is because I think that he had the best prime of all time if you're talking about a 10-year stretch, followed by Mike and Kareem. Only Mike second because he retired the 2 years basically. But you can even take the 1,072 games or whatever it is, 15 seasons, and do it. And if you're looking at every single metrics, who was the best at them, who had the highest peak, it's Mike. But again, the onus is on me to make a graph that proves that, and I'm taking on the challenge. But again, I respect that because I think that really a player's prime and peak are almost, it's kind of what you judge them off of if you're just going by stats and whatnot. And there is a dip naturally in players who play like 16, 17, 18, 19, 20 years, obviously, and that's to be expected. Not really the case of LeBron yet because he's an anomaly, but again, I see what you're saying though, for sure.
Well, let me be extreme. What do you do the numbers yourself? What do you think about Gilbert Arenas versus Jamal Crawford? Because Gilbert Arenas had a way better prime, I guess you could say, and peak than Jamal Crawford. What would you do in that case?
It's the same thing. I mean, you get players who are consistently good, and then you have players who have been, they were wildly good, and then they trailed off, like Vince Carter. He was wildly good for like 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 years or whatever the case was during his prime, and then he was just a role/bench player for the last like 4 or 5 years of his career, right? And so it's like that. Jamal Crawford was probably the best sixth man in history of the league, right? Arguably. And then, but I mean, then you had Gilbert Arenas, who was arguably a top 5 player for whatever his prime was, 4, 5, 6 years, whatever that happened to be. But I mean, it's just a player by player case. You would still say that probably Arenas was the best player, but maybe not the most consistent, relatively speaking. Just you just got to stack up the numbers and judge for yourself.
All right. Well, all right. Check this out. So, all right. So I'm gonna actually give you a little space on your criteria when you get a chance there, Travis. You could add untangible things like the game impact for Michael Jordan. Now, if you don't use it, the better. But if you do want to use it, it'll be accepted if you can find a creative way for us to understand the impact that you're using that we can't measure it. You understand? Mm-hmm. You understand what I'm trying to say?
Impact, it's a
that we can't measure?
Yeah, untangible things like like selling shoes.
Oh. Like Dart?
No, I'm just saying because
is a horrible take.
Because
he got the greatest impact in history. He made LeBron James model his game after the best Robin in history. What do you
or
talking
even if
about?
you
That's
want, even
impact.
if like yeah, even if you want to add such things as prime or peak into the criteria to show not even just for your career, but even within the peak sense. I guess
We're
I'm
just
giving
gonna
you
do numbers.
Oh, you just want to do numbers? Okay, that's fine.
Let's just do numbers.
Listen, we trust you, and Travis, we trust, and Travis, we trust. So, ladies
Oh,
and
yeah.
gentlemen, we're gonna get up out of here. As you can see, it's been a great Sunday afternoon. I think it's been enough poking fun at Dart. The Lakers are reeling now. We didn't want to talk the Lakers. We hopefully next week the Lakers are looking better than they're looking now. But for
Don't
now,
worry, they're gonna get another trade again. They gonna
think
Oh,
do
yeah.
something. The same
that's
rinse and repeat.
It's about that
Trade,
time of year.
do a little good, and then complain when they start losing again.
Yep. So we'll go down the line so you guys could address anything in the comments, and then we can get up out of here. Craig, you want to address anything or anybody before we get up out of here?
I'm really gonna consider my list. Y'all just got me thinking because I've been hearing recently all this Scottie Pippen talk, but yet everybody talk their top 5. It has Kareem and Magic, and they were teammates for 10 years too.
Thank
So
you, Craig.
I gotta do something. I gotta
I agree with
reevaluate.
you.
10
I
years,
agree
just
with
10
you.
years, just 10 years together. I don't know what Kareem would have done without Magic or vice
But
versa.
but in Boycott's top 10, Magic and Bird wasn't in it. That was one thing I noticed too. On Boycott, what he just told us, he wasn't in it. So, all right, Travis, go ahead. Any last words for anybody before we get up out of here?
Shout out to the chat. Real quick, Ghost. You had a question earlier about defensive win shares comparing Mike and LeBron. LeBron is more because he's played longer and he's consistent on defense, but Mike has more per season at just over 4. LeBron is just under 4.
Ooh, I'm gonna leave you alone because advanced stats is your thing. I don't want to keep exposing y'all about advanced stats. All right, Chad. Any last words for the chat before we get up out of here? Of anybody?
I ain't nobody to chat, but I just got a couple things here.
Right.
Should
Hey,
we
just-
discredit somebody because somebody just shows up and samples and doesn't stay for the full meal? The other thing is we're in a hot dog eating contest, and I eat the most hot dogs in 6 minutes and then quit and say I'm the greatest of all time. If somebody actually finishes the competition and eats more total hot dogs, which is better?
I was just.
I don't know. Hey, listen. As grown men, as grown men, we are not gonna sit here and talk about hot dog eating and eating
I'm about
glizzies,
to
man.
say,
No, we
out of all our
are not
analogies,
gonna wait. Why would you use that, Chad? Why
I
would
would
you
old
use
school.
hot dog
He
eating?
old school. Johnny, he old school.
as a champion.
You could have said pie. You could have said a pie eating contest or an apple bobbing contest. You had to go to glizzies. Pause, man. Pause, man. But as you can see, the point was understood. We understood, Chad. We understood it.
The only person that quit as a champion on 2 separate occasions. No one else can say that.
You know what? Wait, before we move on, did y'all hear McCants explain that the other day when Gilbert Arenas was talking about how LeBron is great at 39, and McCants was saying your boy didn't retire twice, your boy didn't quit twice, my guy retired twice, he retired twice, we wasn't expecting nothing. Y'all never heard that? I did post it the other day in the group. I gotta post it again. It's hilarious how they excuse Jordan's two retirements as if. That's one thing, Jordan. That's another thing that makes him the great. He has the most retirements of all time. Remember that, Craig. You got it. That he stands alone with 3 retirements. The GOAT.
Yeah, he
Nobody
wins.
gonna have that.
Yeah.
It's so easy.
He wins, but not winning the most. But he wins.
Easy.
Yeah,
You know what? I'm gonna prove how easy this is. I'm gonna come back and do it again. Come back and win 3-peat again. Easy.
I'm gonna babysit a
Oh,
AAA team. I'm gonna go babysit a AAA team for a few months. I'll be back.
Let you stop doing something for a year and a half and come back and see if you're still great at it.
I tell you what, I can stop.
Wouldn't that
James
speak
Kingdom for a
to
year and a
the
half.
weakness of the league, then, Craig?
That speaks to how great he is to make y'all question the
It's
league.
one of the two. It's one of the two.
It's one or the other. It's one or the other, or both.
That's what makes it, because all
boycott.
y'all already do say the league is leaked because one man was able to do that.
Dennis Rodman and Larry Bird said it, man. Y'all like to go by what players say that play,
And-
and those two players
wait,
said it.
And Dr. J.
And Dr. J.
And Dr. J said
Dennis
it. And
Rodman
Dr.
Bill
said
J.
LeBron
Chamberlain,
James
Bill
wouldn't last in
Russell
the
also
80s
said
and
it too.
90s. I
So,
bet
I
you I
mean,
wouldn't say he crazy then. I bet you call him crazy then. He said LeBron wouldn't last in the 80s and 90s. I bet you call him stupid now.
but he also said that Larry Bird would be in Europe if he played today's game.
Yeah,
Well,
I
he
just want
also
to say,
wait a minute. He also said nobody would care about Larry Bird if he wasn't white too. But we'll leave that alone. We'll leave that alone. Boycott. Any last words? Any last
yeah,
words?
I
Any
just want to
last
say
words?
to a few people in the chats, particularly Liddy and Kang, the reason my list works so well is because you throughout the years the games evolve, the players evolve, the rules change, right? So what you contributed to a team, what you contributed to the league matters the most. You might be on a team that's like a championship factory. I'd say the Celtics was that for a little while. You may be on a team that you're replaceable because it's just a good system, like I think the Bulls were, right? And it's just about the coach and the pieces. So with playing 21 years, you saw the game evolve, you saw players evolve, you saw rules change, and you were still great through that whole time. That's greatness, and that's why LeBron's numbers is the way it is, and that's why these other players that are number two, number three, that's the reason the way it is. Not saying Bird isn't great, but that small sample package, you missed the game evolving. You missed players coming in that mocked Jordan style and could have put some moves on you for all you know. You know what I'm saying? So just because you were great for a small period of time shouldn't be considered greater because you missed the game evolve. You missed the rules changing and how it affects you. So that's why I think my list is the most comprehensive and objective.
That sounds like a challenge to GOAT James Kingdom there, boycott. All right, Brandon, any last words before we get up out of here, brother?
No, anything.
I just to get before we get up out of here, hey, Chad, SFM, the Kobe guy, show you how delusional they are. He said the samples are better than the meal. Well,
You ain't
I
got
can't-
much
I
of an
can't-
appetite then, huh?
Yeah, I can't. I'm done, man. Listen, I'm done. Listen, y'all. So today's show was great, man. Thanks everybody who showed up to the panel, to all the call-ins. Shout out to Sturdy. Shout out to King Money Fly. Shout out to Boycott. Thanks, Chad. Thanks, Travis. Thank Craig, man. You guys are great, man. Listen, Michael Jordan fan page are the best. You guys tried your best. You guys are not us. You can't be us. You did what you could, but you put yourself in your own category. And at the end of the day, Brandon and I are going to be GOAT James Kingdom. We'll be back again next Sunday with another great episode to prove why LeBron's the greatest player ever, or why, all the greatest players line up to wherever they line up on our list. So thank you again for joining the GOAT James Kingdom platform. Hit that subscribe button, that like button, share the content. You can catch Craig and Travis and Chad on Facebook, and you can catch Boycott here on YouTube. You guys have another great, blessed Sunday. This is the GOAT James Kingdom platform. We are out of here. Peace and blessings, y'all.
Yes.
You guys.